All right, we got 90 yards, Rory. Go ahead and go ahead.
90 yards?
Yeah.
Want me to go first?
What club is that?
60.
Okay. Now with your wedges, do you like to hit the smaller wedge or hit the full wedge when you can? Would you rather hit like
I'd rather, well,
54 easy or
no,
60 hard?
60 hard, but then
So that's something I haven't heard people say before with wedges.
yeah, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Like, but I just got to be careful because the greens out here are so soft that if I hit a 60 full, it's probably gonna suck back. But you know, so I won't go at it 100%.
Okay.
So I pulled that again, but
God, your pull is only like a 2-yard pull. It did exactly what you thought. Look at that, zipping right backwards at the hole. You're looking at a 5-footer.
yeah,
That's great, Rory.
pretty happy with that.
All right, so something that people always ask when they go out and watch a PGA Tour event or an Asian Tour event, I'm sure you get this at the Pro-Ams all the time, is how to hit the wedge shots that go a little long and then start rolling backwards like a putt. What is the key to getting that? That kind of pull the string.
The biggest key will be the green.
Oh, the green itself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If it's hard, there's no way.
It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah. And if it's soft, it's going to be really hard to not make it suck back. Nice. All right. Yeah, it depends what kind of ball you're using. I don't know what ball you're using.
Okay.
If you're using a, like, say, Pro VX or, you know, TaylorMade ball, the TP, all the urethane cover ball, they're gonna spin back. But if you're using, like, I don't know, like NXTs, they're not gonna spin back.
Okay, gotcha. So there's something I really wanted to ask you today was, so I think the biggest putt of my life was for maybe $125. And you were just telling us about a putt that you had that at the time you knew it was big money, but but it was for $50,000.
$50,000.
So imagine this putt that you have here, which is about a 7.5 or 8-footer.
Yeah.
Was for, you know, whatever, $100,000. What is the what do you do differently when you really know that it's like?
Well,
how do you deal with nerves when it comes to putting?
One thing I do differently when I have a putt that's really important is I make sure I read the break from all sides and make sure I did all my reading, you know.
Okay. So
green reading is very important. And then after that, it's just like any other putt. You don't want to change your routine, but I just make sure that I read it like from every angle.
so let us in your head now and read this one for us a little bit.
Yours or mine?
No, yours.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit downhill. Wow, that went past the full. Okay. Looks like a little bit left to right. Inside left is my first impression.
When you say left, you mean I mean your left from where you'll be, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's gonna move this way.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, at the cup it looks like it's gonna break right, so it's probably right.
So when I'm standing over here, I can see more darkness of the hole than I could if I was standing on the other side.
Yeah, I mean that's grain, you know.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they have grain here.
No, I mean like I can see more of the actual cup.
Oh, right, sure.
You know what I mean? And then if I'm standing over on this side,
yeah,
I can see less of it, so that's the lower spot,
yeah.
right?
I mean, looking at it from here, it might be more than inside. It might be actually left edge, just because you can see that the cup is actually tilted.
Yeah.
So you know it's gonna break, and when you know it's not, and when you know it's gonna break, it's usually at least, you know, on the edge of the cup. So I'm pretty good with left edge,
Okay.
I think. Now it's just about, you know, making that good stroke.
And on the tours you're playing on, you're basically doing everything yourself. You're not relying too much on a caddy, right?
No.
Yeah. Which I think is I think the rules are going towards that.
I think caddies should stay out of the greens. Because, you know, if you have a lot of people on the green, that's going to make the green worse too with all the footprints.
Oh, they should just hand the putter to the player.
They should just stay outside.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people, you know, they like to ask. So this is left edge. Looks pretty good from up here. So if I make the stroke that I want, there's a high chance that I'm gonna make this. And I probably pushed it a little bit, but it went in, so.
Yeah, so it's okay to miss a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad stroke, but it wasn't as firm as I wanted it to be.
No, that's awesome, great birdie.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, I don't have one of those big checks to give you for making that birdie, but since yours was downhill, I'm feeling it.
Oh, right.
It would go this way, right?
It may break to the right, but it doesn't look like the cup is tilted that much, so it probably won't break that much.
It just looks uphill and...
Yeah.
Now, are you a spot putter? Will you pick a spot to start it over, or you just...
No. I line up my ball, and then I just line up the sweet spot of my putter with that. And I just make a good stroke. Yeah, you can see you push that about
Yeah, just start it like that.
Yeah. So...
It's okay. I've been doing that recently, since I haven't been practicing anything other than chipping recently.
It's nice to be out here, man. This place doesn't change.
No, it's the same. All right, Rory, we got a little time before we can go, so we can kind of chat a little bit. Performance-wise, what do you see as your golf strengths, and what do you see as the things you would really like to improve in the next year?
Definitely like to improve my short irons. I see some things in my golf swing that I don't like.
Technically.
Technically. I play my best as a field player, but I feel like if I want to compete at a higher level, I have to fix some things in my swing.
There's some egregious flaws you feel are holding you back a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's come up. It has come up like again and again, you know, in tournaments.
This overdrawing.
This, you know, distance control issue, overdrawing with my short irons. Yeah. Pushing the ball sometimes with my short irons. But you know, overall, I'm playing better. So.
Your consistency is very good.
Yeah, I mean,
you just would like your spikes to be a little better as far as you're playing really good.
I've been a pro for 8 years. I know how to get it done, you know, scoring wise. Yeah. I just need the tool, basically. So hopefully this thing I'm doing with Dana is gonna work out.
As far as stats wise, because I haven't looked, driver wise, is that something you're thinking about as far as like distance? I guess everybody's trying to get longer, but
exactly. I hit it pretty far for my club head speed. I don't swing it that fast.
Efficiency is very good.
But my smash factor is usually 1.52.
That's great.
So, you know, I hit up on it and blah, 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 and the spin is good, launch is good. So, you know, I get the most out of my speed. But, you know, a lot of times when people ask me what my swing speed is, they're pretty surprised because, you know, I tell them it's only about 110, 112 maybe when I'm pumped up. Yep. And they're like, no way, it has to be like 115, 116. But that's just because of my smash.
Yeah, because they're seeing how far it's going out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like, Justin Thomas's smash factor is like yours, but he's got a 116,
yeah. So he's
unusually long.
Hitting as far as Brooks Koepka. Yeah.
So that was something I was wondering about, because my club head speed's like 114, 115.
Yeah, sure.
But my smash factor's terrible, like in 143 or something.
Because you probably hit down on it, and you know.
So what's the key to getting a really good smash factor? It's a slightly ascending blow.
Yeah. And then slightly from the inside. Kind of like what Rory's doing with the driver. Kind of like get like a long flat spot at the bottom. Yeah. All
right, we got 131. What club do you have here, Rory, for 131?
The pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge, okay.
Is it 131 in the pin?
It is, yeah, I shot it, yeah. Will this be on TV, your event in India?
Yeah, it should be. You know, I'm just pulling it a little bit, but I'm not too mad about it.
So you're not drawing it very much. It's just your start line a little bit.
It's a new swing.
Yeah.
I usually start it a little bit right of the flag.
So I've been pulling everything, so I'm actually going to try to go like this. And usually when I pull it, I'm going off sides a little.
Sure.
I'm leaning left.
Offside.
Yeah. I'm going to stay on sides and be aggressive with my right arm. Like that.
Nice.
Go in
That was perfect. Get in the hole.
Yeah, I actually used some brains and thought about what I was doing that time. Do you know SSP Chowrasia?
Yeah.
Personally?
Well, yeah, I played with him a couple of times.
That's cool.
He's a nice guy.
So he'll be there in India, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Who are so when of all the guys that you play with on Asian Tour, who are the guys that like have certain things in their game that really impress you? It could be any part of the game.
You know, playing in Asia for probably 7 years now, I think it opens up your mind a little bit as to, you know, how to get the job done, how to get it in the hole, because you see all these guys with weird swings, and you're thinking to yourself, what am I doing like with this video, trying to make it look perfect, and these guys swing like they're 10 handicappers and they're shooting 65s, you know, winning, you know, 3 tournaments a year. And then you slowly figure out, you know, what matters and what doesn't matter.
Right, right. But now, now you're talking about doing some things to change your swing that you don't like, almost in like a slow motion kind of way.
Yeah,
like in a slow motion review way, but
yeah, it's baby steps, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, once the feels really click, I won't have to make all those rehearsals.
Yeah.
But that's just, you know, part of it. You know, if you're trying to make a change, you have to go through the process. And you know, as a golfer, you know, as a pro golfer, I've probably gone through, you know, hundreds of change like this.
Yep.
So you just gotta be patient. I think you hit it over the green, or you hit it.
You know what? I meant to re-club, but we were talking, and I ended up hitting I think my 9-iron, but that's okay.
Yeah, the balls are going far tonight.
Yeah, I meant to pull out my pitching wedge and hit it hard, but we were talking, so I forgot to do that.
You hit 9? Oh, you're in the trees probably.
Yeah, probably. That's okay. I'm happy to have hit a good shot.
All right, what do we have here?
Yeah, so that lie actually, it's hard to see on camera. That looks kind of nasty.
Pretty nasty, but
it's kind of crisscrossed into you.
Yeah, I kind of have to.
So to me, in a traditional chipping way, like you would see a lot of amateurs opening the face a lot on this shot.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You told me earlier that you don't like that.
I don't really like that, because then, you know, the club slides under the ball, and then, you know, all this grass is gonna slow the club down, and then you just flub it. So
yeah, this would be like a flubber's nightmare. So
yeah.
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to make clean contact here?
I mean, I have to make sure that I'm staying still in my lower body, and just really concentrate on making like almost like a V.
Yeah, and like as far as your
into the
attack
ball,
angle.
like coming into the ball. I gotta make sure, almost like I'm pushing it down on the way.
I'll try to get this angle, and we'll try to see that, Rory. You're due to hole one out.
I mean, hopefully I pull it off, but you know, guys in Asia, they're so good with these kind of chips. You know, they're pulling out the flag half of the time. So it wasn't that bad of a lie, actually.
Yeah, because your practice swings, your club was getting rejected.
Yeah. I was banking on it getting stuck, but actually it went through so it's probably dark, so we can't really see the true lie.
Yeah.
So
is it true out on that tour, like when the crazier a guys swing, the better his short game is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a correlation.
Yeah.
There's a big footprint right there.
Well, that'll happen even on the tour, right?
Yeah. You know,
how's the conditions of the greens out there?
You just have to suck it up and just, you know, make a good stroke. don't let it be the stroke that missed the putt. Let it be that footprint. I'm just gonna play this pretty straight, hit it pretty firm. Hopefully it gets through okay.
Awesome putt.
Thanks.
So on those short ones now, that some golfers would call that like a knee knocker if they don't have like a lot of confidence.
Yep.
Where is your brain out there? On just making solid contact again? Or?
Well, no, I have some things. My putting keys. I've switched to cross-handed recently, probably like a couple months now.
And what are your putting keys?
Mainly on the grip. So I want to make sure that my thumb is in the right spot.
On the grip.
On the grip.
Yeah.
And there's a certain spot that I put it on there.
Yeah, like I have a little X for where my thumb goes.
Yeah, so everybody has their little thing, and I just know that if I put it on that spot and then I just take the club back, it's gonna be one piece, and it's gonna be pretty solid. So.
Okay, so your brain really is on taking it back correctly and then just reacting to that.
Yeah, nothing about oh, am I gonna make this putt or not? That's just
a reaction.
That's just
result.
A result that you don't really have to worry about. So I'm just mainly focusing on the process.
So Rory, when you were a Trojan, you were there for how many years?
2 years.
And did you turn pro or?
Yeah, I turned pro my sophomore year.
What was the impetus to be like, okay, I want to start trying to make money doing this?
Yeah, I was playing really well, and I thought, I can give this a shot. And then I had a sponsorship lined up in Indonesia, so. Okay.
Now, looking back on that decision, if you were to talk to a 20-year-old Rory Hie, would you stay in school, or that probably was about the right thing? Or?
Probably stay in school because there's so much more to learn.
Why rush it? Yeah.
Sure.
And plus, golf is a game you're going to be playing until you're 70 anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Then at that time I had a full scholarship, so why ruined it, right? Free education.
Okay, so one thing that I get emailed all the time, as if I would know. You had a scholarship there, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I get emailed all the time that kids want to know is they say, hey, what do you have to do to, they actually don't ask that much about scholarships. They just ask about, hey, what do I have to do or how good do I have to be on a college golf team? And what advice would you give? Most of these kids are kids who are pretty decent at golf, and they're about like freshman or sophomore in high school. What would you tell those kids?
It depends, like, what your decent is. Everyone's got their own opinion what good golf is, but I think that you gotta shoot. You gotta have the ability to shoot 67 on, courses like El Dorado or.
So like your typical Muni course.
Yeah, you gotta be like 5 under at least. You gotta be able to do that.
By when?
You gotta be able to do that.
By junior year of high school, or?
Well, yeah. Well, it depends how the recruiting process is now, but I think to be able to compete in the NCAAs, you got to be able to shoot the scores. It's almost like you're a pro almost.
Yeah, so it's basically the same pro scores, just on easier courses.
Yeah.
That was 114 from where you're standing, so 112 from where I kicked your ball.
Actually in the U.S., there's a lot of guys who are not that good in college, but once they turn pro, they set their mind to it. Okay. And then they just take off.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, God. Don't listen to that advice, everybody. That's going to get a lot of people thinking, okay, all I need is just... Okay, 114. What club you got there, Rory? Gap wedge?
Yeah.
How many degrees is that?
52.
52, okay. So I imagine you're going to try to hit this past and bring it back a little, since that's a red flag.
I'm going to go at that light, small light.
Any shape on it?
Yeah, probably tight draw.
So, but that would just be like your stock.
Yeah.
Impact sounded great.
If I could just stop pulling it, I'll be good.
I know. You have a pretty consistent 3-yard pull right now, but that'll take them about 1 bucket of balls to figure out.
Yeah, I just need that bucket. I think he caught it fat. Get up. So how was your progress with Tony Luxak? So I've been following you for a while.
Oh yeah, you.
And I was pretty interested in all the teachers that you go to.
Oh yeah, right. So
we're all the same, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like at any level, everybody's desperately clamoring to be better. I told you guys that there were tour players watching, and there's actually guys on the PGA Tour that I've been contacted that watch the channel.
Right.
Yeah, people you guys would know.
Sure.
But you know, I don't want to dox anybody. But no, my progress with Tony's been going great because I had a lot of downswing thoughts before I started working with him.
Okay.
I had like multiple things I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And now really I'm just trying to get a feeling of freedom and just a feeling of all go. So I'm trying to get to the top and I'm just trying to go.
It's a good feeling.
And yeah, and I'm not trying to, you know, the Malaska move, the problem I had with that.
I tried that too.
Yeah. And
I
there's
just didn't see how it's gonna get me in that good dynamic impact position, because then you're like here and it's like
well,
doesn't make sense.
He talks about, you know, there's a couple different pivot points to it.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I go? Oh, I made the green.
You're short.
Yeah.
Oh, you made it.
Yeah, well, putting on the fringe.
Oh, right.
So with that, it's like you have to go to that first pivot point, and then you can kind of add the power. I'm sure Mike would say I'm explaining it wrong, but that's what I got out of it. Was that I saw him and I was striping it. The first couple shots I hit with him,
yeah.
And then we played on the course and I lost it completely, and then it took about 6 hours of instruction, and then I got it back, but it took 3 different moves to get it back, and I felt handcuffed a little bit, so I didn't want that. And for me it's a little, because how old were you when you started?
Yeah,
7?
Probably 7.
Yeah.
You know, I got into the program here when I was 9.
Okay. So for me as an adult learner, even more than maybe you or other people that started when they were little, I can tie my brain in pretzels completely with my swing.
Oh, believe me, I can do that too. So that's why you went to Tony?
That's why the Tony stuff was appealing, because it's really just this underhanded throwing motion. He showed me these studies about how 85% of power in the golf swing comes from right arm adduction, which is away from the body towards the center of the body. So from this to this, basically. So like it's not from here away isn't much, and if I put this under my arm and just use my lower body only, that's some, but that's not really much. Yeah, I mean, how much speed can you get in this? But if I froze everything else and just did my right arm only, that's quite a bit of speed, you know.
Sure.
And really, if I let this be, like I say, run the show in my swing, because you know, if I was going to toss a ball 5 feet, or if I was going to throw a ball 50 feet, everything would be mostly with my right arm. So that's why this is effective. It simplifies it down to. If I can get my right arm right, I just let everything else totally freely react to that.
Ooh, that breaks a lot.
Alright, where are you at?
I'm down there, 15 feet. Up there, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
So it seems like the tour is split in 2 camps. Not just the tour, but all of golf is split in 2 camps between guys who are actively driving with the lower body and guys who are letting the lower body freely react, or just driving hard with the upper body. So that's kind of the big difference right now.
No, I forgot I'm at Hartwell.
Yeah, that was bumpy, and even though it was downhill, it was a little slow.
All right. Right on line.